Hey guys, a question that might have popped in your head. How does the world state keep power? We're going to tell you in just a second. So, how does the world state keep power? 1. They've gotten rid of the family. 2. They've created their new religion. 3. They have a whole new class structure. And 4. They've destroyed all science and history. Okay, number 1. Getting rid of the family. How on earth do they do that? Well, for starters, no one has children anymore. They take everyone, and everyone's made in factories. They have this big buildings called hatcheries, where all the children are born. Basically, they're like eggs. Also, there's no parents and no children, but also no one gets married. In fact, no one even has a relationship with just one person. Since everyone belongs to everyone, then you know what? You just go out and have sex with whoever you want. No one has any children. In fact, they make fun of people for being mothers and fathers. And it's completely taboo to even be a parent. Number 2, in Brave New World, they've created this entirely new religion. They worship Henry Ford. They repeatedly call him our Ford, and they've even based their time system off of him. In Brave New World, they host these religious services where essentially all they do is everyone sits around a table, gets completely drunk, and then they have a humongous orgy. So their religion is entirely based on keeping people happy and doing things efficiently, which are the two most important things in Brave New World. Number 3, they've created an entirely new class structure in Brave New World. There are 5 different classes, and each one has a different role. And in fact, every one is even a different color. Now, the people aren't different colors, that'd be weird. But every person wears a different color. Alphas wear gray, betas wear blue, gammas wear green, deltas wear khaki, and epsilons wear all black. Now, alphas are the top. They're the best of the best. They're the smartest. They're the tallest. They're the most built. They're basically the superior in everywhere. And then gamma, beta, gamma, delta, all the way down to epsilon. And epsilons are smaller and they look weird and they actually have a lot of physical deformities and a lot of them end up being midgets. And apparently, I think some of them even don't end up having eyes. It's really weird. But by creating this inequality at every stage, they really diversify the people and they really keep them separated. Like, if you're the best of the best, why do you want to be hanging out with the worst of the worst? The 4th way that Brave New World and the world state keeps control is they destroy all science and history in the world. First off, destroying science stops all technological innovations, it stops all the changes that are happening in the world today. No advances in medicine or technology, nothing new is ever created. It'd be like if we go back in time and we stop the internet from ever being invented and new cars from ever being invented and airplanes. Like, the world would be completely different. We would have no progress. The world would still be the same as it was 100 years ago. And the second thing they do is they destroy all history. History repeats itself, and that's a fact. And people learn from history. That's how you learn about times that were different in different places, and if you think your society's better or worse than it used to be. By getting rid of all of history, no one can learn from it. In fact, no one can know anything else. If the only history you know is that people used to have families and that was terrible, well, then you obviously don't want to go back to it. But if you know all the good things that used to happen, then you're going to have this desire for change. If the only history you know is that times used to be horrible, then why would you ever want to change it? Okay, so why are these things significant? Why does it matter that there's no more history or that everyone gets together and has group orgies? Well, what the society in Brave New World is doing is they've completely eliminated any change, and they keep people so incredibly distracted and occupied that they're not able to focus on the fact that their lives are completely planned out. There's no change, there's no innovation. Nothing's ever going to improve. That's what the world state is doing, is they're eliminating, progress. And progress is great. Progress is what makes the world continually get better. Progress is what allows people to become great and write their name in history as well. Whenever you're the guy that does something first and brings about a great change or a revolution, that's when you've been great. That's when you go down in history. And also they keep people in, constant entertainment so much so that they can't focus on anything else. People are going from thing to thing without any time to stop and let their brains rest and stop and think. No one has time to think about anything, and that's what keeps them from realizing just how bad their world is. Okay, so in your head, you might be saying, how can people be so incredibly distracted that they can't even realize what's going on in the world around them? Well, think about our society today. Everywhere, like on iPhones, everyone has Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and you can look up funny pictures anytime you want. And TV is full of cartoons and meaningless things. No one really pays attention to what's going on in the world around them, and like no one cares about the news anymore and what's going on in the world. It really just shows that in America, at least, and in the world as a whole, we're just in a perpetual state of being distracted. We don't know what's going on in the world around us, and even if it's told to us, we forget by the next day. Like, think about all the shootings and things that were going around. Like, think about everything that's happened in the past years. Those things aren't even relevant to us anymore. Like, we don't even think about them. We don't feel sad about them anymore. And we don't remember. And that's not our fault. That's because there's so many things to distract us. I can barely remember what happened 2 days ago, let alone what happened months ago. And that's just because society today is filled with quick entertainment, and it's just full of distractions, and that's just what's going on.